How you doing? I want to do a quick YouTube video. Um, I'm coming in on approach to Paris, and I want to do it a little differently. I'll show you my flight plan. I flew from Mexico overnight to Charles de Gaulle, and so right now I'm tracking back against my flight plan, and what I'm going to be doing is spiraling down. So I'm coming up on 28,000 feet. So what I'm going to do is turn due north, due south to 180. So on this particular approach, I did this once when I was in an actual plane flying into Barcelona. And what we did is from our cruising altitude, we circled down while descending. It was a real gradual descent. And I've done this a couple of times on infinite flight. So what I do is I'll monitor my heading. And as I close in, I'm doing this as a counter clockwise turn. And I will turn from 270 to 180 to 90 to 0. Those are either that or 360, however you want to look at it. And I'll just keep making those turns, making sure that as I close in on, like here, I'm getting to be within 20 degrees. So I'll reduce this, and it's always the reduction to 90 degrees, and the plane will just continue around. And and the thing is, in doing this type of approach, you have to make sure that you're constantly monitoring, because you're going to come up on your directionals very, very quickly. So you're in a constant turn and you're constantly descending. So you can watch the plane. So what'll happen is eventually I'll keep making this big circle, and then I will get down to about 5 to 7,000 feet, and then I'll just turn right in on final. I'll activate probably PG 433, so I'll have that ready to go, and then I'll hit navigate to have the computer help me to steer on to final. And typically it works pretty well. So I'll go from, let me come off of this screen, I'll make this big so you can see the airport there. And the plane's just going to keep circling around. So I'm coming up on 90. So what I'll do is I'll turn this due north to 0. And the plane will just keep turning. I don't know if any of you have ever been on a plane that's done this before. I'm glad that I had the experience, but I like traffic patterns better when I'm coming in to land. So I'm coming through 25,000 feet. It's just a different way to do your approach. You can fly all the way to the airport. You know, typically what I'll do is by the time I get within this 20 to 25 mile distance, I'll try to be around 28,000 feet, and then I'll start spiraling down. So you see the plane there, and then I got to go back, check my heading, and as soon as this hits 20 degrees, I'll turn this due to 270. Now, the reason why you don't want to turn this too soon and drop this down to 15,000 feet, the reason why you don't want to do this too soon is because if you turn way too early, I'm talking about your heading bug, if you turn that too soon, the plane will reverse the direction that it's turning in. It won't keep making this left turn. And you can set this up on any airport. I did this purposely on this runway that is showing this particular direction because it's just easier to demonstrate. But you can do the math for any particular airport. I gotta slow my speed down. I'll slow that down to 290. I'm going way too fast. So our heading, I can turn this now so the plane doesn't flatten out. See, so you saw there, I even let this get within 10 degrees of 270 and waited to turn it. I think if it gets to like within 5 degrees, the plane will flatten out and it'll stop turning. And you also got to watch your altimeter. So we're tracking pretty good. I wish I wasn't so far out because I waited too long to turn my speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this plane track south for a little bit so that I come further south. I want to get a little closer to the airport. That was my fault. I'm running my mouth. So I'll let this track south. This is one of the reasons why when I go to airports, I typically will fly so that I can experiment with different types of approaches. Typically like if you ever get to Dulles and get to do any plane spotting at Dulles, they tend to use traffic patterns to land the planes. If they're coming on, I think it's 19, it's a left pattern, and it's a right pattern for runway 1. So let's go ahead and turn this down, get it tracking eastbound. Yeah, that's a little better. Once we get below 15,000 feet, I'm going to slow the plane down even more. I'm going to increase the rate of descent. I think by the time we loop around one more time, we may be able to turn on final. I wonder why I have this warning light on the API service. Let's turn, see it start to flatten out. I want you to see that. So we got the 5 degrees and the plane started flattening out. I turn it to 0. This is most likely the last loop we'll make, and then we will be turning on final when we come back around. You see, I can report my position. I think we're going to land on 09 right. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, 09 right.
Paris Charles Unicon, Air France 179 Super is 26 nautical miles to the west at 18,500 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 9 right.
So we have the MD-11. He doesn't appear to be descending. Let me check. So by the time he comes near us, we should be okay. We should be flying beneath him. So I'm gonna start slowing the plane down again. Descend down to 12,000. Let's see where we're looking. He's still at 15, and we're at 15. I don't see him. He's at 32.
Flight spoilers extended. Spoilers retracted.
Alright, so now I'm gonna start prepping for this final approach.
Flight spoilers extended. Spoilers retracted.
So as you see, we're coming through and we're aiming for this point right here. And you see where our plane is. So we're getting prepped for turning on the landing lights. So you see how I said we would come around? So we spiraled down, we're coming around, and then we're going to turn directly on final on this. We're not going back around again. I'll be turning our landing lights on at about 10,005. System. Landing lights are on.
Flight spoilers extended. Spoilers retracted.
Armed.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our descent, please make sure your seatbelts and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stored underneath the seat in front of you along the overhead bin. Thank you.
Flight spoilers extended. Spoilers retracted.
So we're going to be reporting on finals just shortly.
Flight spoilers extended. Spoilers retracted. Flight spoilers extended. Flaps 1. Spoilers retracted.
Alright, so you see there, we're pretty much lined up. We captured the glide slope, the localizers coming on. We have runway 09 right selected for Charles de Gaulle. When we get to our 15-mile final, we'll go ahead and put a call in. I'm gonna just zero out this altimeter. We don't really need it again. And let's go
Flaps
ahead
1.
and drop our speed down. Alright, so we're gonna call in.
Paris Charles Unicom, Air France 179 Super is on final, runway 9 right.
Paris Charles Unicom, FedEx 2643 Heavy is 20 nautical miles to the west at 3,600 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 9 right.
This is the first call he's putting out. I don't know if he wasn't on the radio or what. What is his speed? He's doing 180 knots. We'll be dropping our landing gear right around 2,700 feet. So I hope you're able to give that a try. Let me check my... Let's slow our speed down.
Flaps 2.
Flaps 2. Let's see here. Alright, we're lined up. We're good. Let me check this weather one more time. Okay.
Gear down. Flaps 3.
Okay, I wanted my gear down by 2,700 feet. It's down.
Flight attendant, prepare for landing, please.
Alright, so my plane.
Flaps full.
I really love landing this A380 on infinite flight. It's my favorite plane. It amazes me that I'm coming in for a landing at this uncontrolled airport on the sim, and I have a plane on my tail. We have a 10-knot crosswind right now. That's alright. I'm going to try our best to hit the center line. One thousand. I tend to find that this A380 is very easy to control. I'm hoping to get some
approaching 09 right.
applause on my landing. I still find it amazing that this plane can land at such a slow speed, and the people at Infinite Flight have done just an incredible job when it comes
minimums
to the design and control of this plane.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30. Retard.
Landing spoilers extended.
Only thing I wish we had landing lights. So what I tend to do is
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and comfort, please remain seated.
I'll
with your
jump out
seatbelt
the
fastened
plane
until the
like
captain
here
turns off the
so that I
fasten
can
seatbelt
see.
sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you
Because
may use your mobile
even
phones if
here
you
it's
wish.
still
Please check around
kinda
your seat for any
difficult to
personal
see,
belongings you
but
may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bin.
Spoilers retracted.
as heavy articles
Flaps up.
may have shifted around during the flight.
see if I
On
can
behalf of the
see
entire crew,
the
I'd like to thank you for
whole
joining us
short
on this
line.
trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a pleasant stay.
I was in a real rush to get off the runway because there's a plane behind me. I'm going to call out that I'm clear.
Paris Charles Unicom, Air France 179 Super is clear of all runways.
All right, so that's pretty much all I have for you. So give that a try.
Paris
you know?
Charles Unicom, FedEx 2643 Heavy, going around.
It's going around. So give that a try, and let me know what you think. So, and let me know if you've ever done that particular type of approach. Like I said, I would assume that if you've landed in Barcelona at El Prat, which I went to Barcelona, I believe it was in 2017. We did a spiral down in a A320 and whatnot. So hopefully you like this video, and give me a thumbs up and have a nice day.